पढ़ाई करते हो, हर एक सब्जेक्ट ऐसा सब्जेक्ट होता है जो आपको एज एन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर हेल्प करेगा। तो एज फ्यूचर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स नाउ थिंक कि आपको एनवायरमेंट क्यों पढ़ना है। How many questions? 15 to 17. So is it an important subject? Okay, can anyone tell me the difference between these terms, environment, ecosystem, ecology? I mean, you understood individual, population, community, ecosystem, biosphere. Any doubts? I want you to understand each and every term so that even if I wake you in the middle of the night and ask you, you should be able to explain. आप लोग एग्जाम के लिए पढ़ाई करते हो, हर एक सब्जेक्ट ऐसा सब्जेक्ट होता है जो आपको एज एन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर हेल्प करेगा। तो एज फ्यूचर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स नाउ थिंक कि आपको एनवायरमेंट क्यों पढ़ना है। इशू हुआ तो पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ, ठीक है। So you will see that always there is an issue of development versus environment, ठीक है। तो एज एन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर ऐसी सिचुएशन हमेशा आप लोग के सामने आएगी कि व्हाट टू प्रेफर, वेदर टू गो विद द डेवलपमेंट पार्ट कि हाँ भाई ब्रिज बनाना है तो बनाना है, बना लो, क्या प्रॉब्लम है। लेकिन ब्रिज बनाते हुए कितनी जमीन खोदोगे, कितना सीमेंट डालोगे, वहां पे फॉरेस्ट रहा तो वहां पे एनिमल्स रहे तो वो क्रिटिकल बर्ड एरिया रहा तो क्रिटिकल वाइल्ड लाइफ हैबिटेट रहा तो वहां से एलिफेंट्स आते जाते रहे तो देन व्हाट। all those things are important because you are exactly directly and correlatively dependent on your environment. इसीलिए environment पढ़ना पड़ता है, not just, ठीक है, मतलब as an administrator I told you why, but not just as an administrator, even as a human being you should know about what's going on around you. आपको international relations तो पता होगे but environmental issues पता नहीं होगे, just because हाँ स्कूल में पढ़ाया था पता है, 12th में प्रोजेक्ट था पास होना कंपलसरी था, ग्रेजुएशन में प्रोजेक्ट था पास होना कंपलसरी था, या फिर यूपीएससी में सब्जेक्ट है पास होना कंपलसरी है इसीलिए पढ़ते हो। that should not be the case. You should study environment because without environment you, either of you including me, will not exist, will cease to exist. Okay, so we saw why to study environment in general. Now why to study environment for UPSC. कितने क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, क्या लगता है कितने क्वेश्चंस आते हैं एनवायरमेंट से? पीटी में कितने आते हैं? वो एग्रीकल्चर सब मिला के उतने होते हैं, बट या नाउ वी विल सी कि कितने क्वेश्चंस आते हैं इन जनरल। देखो क्या होता है ना, हम लोग बहुत ज्यादा फोकस देते हैं हिस्ट्री पे, बहुत ज्यादा फोकस करते हैं पॉलिटी पे, समवॉट इकोनॉमी पे, ठीक है, बट हिस्ट्री और अच्छा, एनीवन हु इज नॉट कंफर्टेबल विद हिंदी, एनीवन हु इज नॉट कंफर्टेबल विद इंग्लिश, अभी बोलो। you want English and anyone who wants Hindi? Everyone is okay with bilingual. All right. So you will see that there is a minimum of 10 questions. Kitna? Minimum 10. Sometimes for polity, there are like 10 questions altogether. 10 to 15 it will vary. And sometimes for history, there are 10 questions altogether. 10 to 12 it can vary. But you look at this, you will see that minimum of 10 questions at any given point of time. And it has been up to 20, it has been up to 30, anything. So what would be the average? Learn this for CSAT. Average. See the charts where you will find the middle thingy, that can be the average. You can have a range for average and you do not have to calculate, you can directly write the answer. So what is happening? At least how many questions? 15 to 17. So is it an important subject? Obvio, right? Obvio, it is an important subject. Let us look at some definitions. You can write it down if you want to. You will get the PDFs of the PPTs, not an issue. But first, try to understand and grasp what is going on, because then, okay, can anyone tell me the difference between these terms, environment, ecosystem, ecology? Yes? Tell me. Very good try, but you still need better understanding of the concept. Very good. He has his concepts clear, but now let me explain it to you. Okay, one of you come here. Come here fast. So this is a biotic component. Let me tell you what biotic component is. Anywhere you see the word bio means living. Wherever you see the word bio, it means biology is the study of living beings. Okay, so this is a living being. Now, okay, this, sorry, just be there. This is a living being. Okay, so right now, is this environment? Why not? It's a part of environment, it is not environment. Now, I'm giving water to this living being, I'm giving phone to this living being, and I'm giving this paper to this living being. Environment? Maybe. So, environment is living being plus surroundings, including the non-living things. Living being, wait, come here, come first. Environment is one living being plus any other living beings around it plus any other non-living beings around it. Not being, okay, this is not being, substances. Cool? Itna samjha? Understood? Okay. Anyone who did not understand this? Go back. Anyone who did not understand this much? What is environment? Living being plus. Wait, I did not talk about any kind of interaction yet. Wait. Slowly. Again, what is environment? When with reference to one person or one organism, anything living or non-living around it would be known as its environment. Very good. Okay. Now, all right. So that is environment, living component, non-living component. Now, non-living component will have influence because living component cannot live alone. It needs non-living components to live. So that is influences still, not interaction. Environment is, again, say it with me. Environment is living being plus living and non-living being around it. Okay? Any issues until here? No. So, living and non-living being will have influence on this particular living being. Right? Yahan tak issue? No. ठीक है. So, now let's talk about internal and external environment. Okay. Now, I asked you if this person was an environment. Who said no? Everyone. Right? Now, this person as a body, they will have a lot of things inside them, including a lot of microbes. Can anyone name the microbes staying inside us? What bacteria? Name them. Cyanobacteria is living inside us. Okay, not exactly. Huh? Any organism? Lactobacilli live in your guts. Gut, intestine, yes. Because they help you digest your food, milk, etc. Okay? जो लोगों को lactose intolerance होता है उनका क्या होता है? They cannot digest milk and milk products, dairy products. Why? Because of lack of gut microbiome. Because of lack of microbiome. Bio is life and microbiome is life which you cannot see. Okay? Clear? Any issue until yet? So, what is internal environment? Inside. Right now, you are in this room. Yes? So, this is what kind of environment? Internal, the temperature is modulated, the wind is modulated, the light is modulated. Right? Yes or no? What kind of environment? An internal environment can also be called as closed environment. What kind of environment? Closed. So, you know, people, a lot of people who live in igloos and everything. So, outside they will freeze to death. Eskimos and all. But inside the igloo they are fine. Why? Because they are maintaining the internal environment. Understood? Okay. Now, what is external environment? Open what? Open. Bahar gaye to external environment. As simple as that. You walk outside, it is external environment because you are not controlling the factors over there. A general environment. Okay. So, external environment, can it change day by day? Maybe. Kal barish thi, aaj nahi hai. Yesterday it was raining, today it is not raining. So, did external environment change? A little. Okay. But today you are in India. And tomorrow you are in Norway. Did your external environment change? Yes. What all will change in your external environment? The people will change. The weather will change. The temperature will change. Okay. So, understood the difference between internal and external environment? Any doubts? I want you to understand each and every term so that even if I wake you in the middle of the night and ask you, you should be able to explain. Done? Any doubt until yet? Anyone? At all? No? Anyone who's missing this class, I'm telling you, they will have a lot of problem in understanding possibly. Right. Clear? This much is clear. What is environment? ठीक है. Okay. And what is internal environment? Okay. What is external environment? Okay. Now, external environment or internal environment can be dynamic. Can be? What is dynamic? Changing, ever changing. Yes, I told you yesterday it was raining, today it is not raining. So the environment is changing. Changing is equal to dynamic. Same thing, right? Now, all organism would depend on environment for survival. Yes? Do you want food? That comes from? Do you want water? That comes from? Do you want oxygen? That comes from? I take out the environment, what happens to you? Bingo. That is why people in space, they need space suits. Why? Yes, because the environment is not ambient. If there is a breach in the space suit, किसी movies नहीं देखते? Interstellar, gravity and stuff. Yes, what happens if there is a breach in the space suit, or if there is an issue with the space suit? They die because the blood has pressure. If there is no atmospheric pressure, yes, the internal pressure and external pressure do not cancel, and that is why the blood vessels will rupture. Okay, yahan tak clear? Any doubts? Okay, we move ahead. We will learn slowly, gradually, but appropriately and effectively, so that, like I said, रात को उठा के भी पूछा तो भी आना चाहिए. If I wake you in the middle of the night, you should know the answer to either any of this. Okay? Right? Clear? हाँ, मैम. क्या क्यों लिखना है? ये मिल जाएगा. जो नहीं समझ में आ रहा है वो लिखोगे, या आपको जिस लैंग्वेज में समझ आ रहा है वो लैंग्वेज में लिखो. ये मिलेगा. ठीक है? ये आपको, हाँ मैम, हाँ ग्रुप पे जहाँ पे भी मिल जाएगा. नो इश्यूज. Clear? If this is a tree, I take out all of this soil and also I am taking out its environment, what will happen to the tree? The tree will die. Sad, right? Yes, no? Okay. Now let us come to ecosystem. Okay, any kind of system means what? Some kind of process, yes, some kind of process where, things are, in interchanging, and yes, management, and you giving something, taking something. So that something is called interaction. What is it called? So now comes the word interaction. Where? In ecosystem. System, okay, put your head into this. System is equal to interaction. Now interaction between what? Living creatures and their environment, or non-living and non-living components, and interaction between them is known as ecosystem. Okay, can there be an environment where there is no living creature? Can there be an environment without any living creature? Yes. Again, I'll ask again. Can there be an environment without a living organism in it? Why? Give me example. ठीक है, okay, fine. I agree to your point. But tell me an example of environment ऐसा क्या होगा जहाँ पे living creature ही नहीं है? Yes, who said that? Yes, inside the volcano, it is a kind of an environment, yes. Agreed that there are no living creatures inside it, but that does not mean it is not an environment. यहाँ पे as an organism, we were just looking at the perspective of the organism, any organism and anything and everything around it is known as environment. So organism के पास living thing भी रहा तो भी environment, non living thing भी रहा तो भी environment. But there are environments where living things cannot exist, including other planets. What do you think? Venus पे environment नहीं है? हाँ, वहाँ तो mineral जो भी है ना वो things are there. But can Venus have life right now? Not that we know of. Mars? Not that we know of. Okay, right now I'm trying to train your brain. When I'm asking a question, some of you will be like, huh, okay. When I'm asking a question, some people will be like directly saying no. Okay, but do we have enough evidence for saying no? Have you been there? Have you been there? Have you seen for yourself? No, then do you know? Then what was my answer? Huh? Again repeat, okay. If I ask any kind of question and there is no scientific proof to prove it or to disapprove it, then what should be your answer? Maybe, not maybe, might be, whatever. So right now what I said about life on Mars is not that I know of. Right? Did I say no? मैंने बोला क्या no? डबल निगेशन भी सिखाना पड़ेगा आपको. Anyway, prelims में ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन आते हैं. When you have to attempt your prelims, that is how they will ask. So that is how you find out things in prelims. कि you know, something is like maybe, might be, possibly, and other things will be like absolutely, you know, certainly, most certainly, only. Yes. So these are the things. No means no, right? So when you say no, it's a no. But when you say maybe no, maybe yes, we don't know, then it changes the entire perspective. फिर कल को लाइफ मिल भी गई तो I might be correct, but you will not, right? Okay, back to here. What is happening in the ecosystem? Ecosystem, jaldi, fast. What is happening in the ecosystem? Interaction between living and non-living beings. Okay, interaction. That means living being will consume something and then give something to the environment, like we are consuming and giving out. Then that is interaction. So if I am respiring, then that means I am a part of the ecosystem, right? And if I am respiring around you, then you are a part of my environment. Yes, you can also be my ecosystem. So ecosystem is equal to environment plus interaction. Again, ecosystem is equal to environment plus interaction. So can every environment be an ecosystem? Can every environment be an ecosystem? No. Why yes? I just said volcano के अंदर, space के बाहर लाइफ ही नहीं है तो इंटरेक्शन भी वैसा नहीं है. इंटरेक्शन नहीं है तो it is not an ecosystem. When there is an interaction, it is a system. Ecosystem. And eco means you have to have a life to have that interaction, right? कोई doubt? Any doubt between environment and ecosystem? Interaction of non-livings amongst themselves, that's what happens in space. But that is a system, not an ecosystem. The word eco will mean that, you know, you need to have life there. If there is no life, it is not an ecosystem. It is a system, but not an ecosystem. For example, solar system. It is a system, but not an ecosystem. Understood? Any doubt? Abhi tak? Clear sabko? Anyone who has a doubt right now? No? Cool. So we understood that ecosystem is equal to environment plus interactions in simple terms. You can define it any way you want. And then you have to give an example. What example will you give? Planets? Which planets? Ecosystem. Earth entirely is an ecosystem? Possibly. Volcanoes are not a part of ecosystem, yes. Pond can be an ecosystem, a tree can be an ecosystem, right? Anywhere where that interaction between living and non-living being is happening, huh? No? Okay. Okay. So ecosystem is the basic unit, right? What is the ecosystem? For nature, for life to exist and for things to go ahead as we know it, right? Understood? Yahan tak clear hai? This forms the basis. Now, what is ecology? Study of what? Study of environment, hands up. Study of ecosystem, hands up. Again, no both. Study of environment, hands up. Study of ecosystem, hands up. Study of ecosystem wins. Why? Eco, yes, there has to be a biological component in it. If you take out the biological component, environment will still be an environment. But ecosystem, so that is why study of ecosystem is equal to ecology. So what is ecosystem? Living being plus non-living being plus interactions. So that is why you can define ecosystem in two ways. What ways? Way number one is study of interaction between living and non-living beings, and way number two is study of ecosystem. Either you keep ecosystem intact or you elaborate ecosystem. Same thing. Ecology is the study of ecosystem. और अगर फिर भी याद नहीं रहता है, eco, cool. हाँ, yes. हाँ. Okay. Let's hold that thought. Not necessarily that ecosystem is a wider term than environment. Environment can be immense. But when you put life in that environment, then that interaction will lead to ecosystem. Now you say that why not the study of environment? Okay. So, okay, if that environment has life form, works. But if you send a person on Mars and ask them to study ecology there, what will they do? Tada. यहाँ पे तो life दिख ही नहीं रही है. What do I study? हाँ, they can study the possibility of life there, right? By studying the materials or by studying the possibility of water and material combining, and maybe in future can that thing support humans. So maybe ecologist can have that job over there, right? But if there is no life, what will the ecologist study? Nothing. The components that help life. The ecologist will study components that help life. Yes. Okay. Wait. So first of all, what is environment? Tell me. What is environment? Components. That component can be or, and sometimes living component can be missing, right? Now, what is ecosystem? It means living, non-living plus interaction, right? So exactly tell me, is space an environment first of all? Yes. Okay. Is ocean an environment? Yes. Is deep sea an environment? Can you survive in deep sea? No. That is an environment, yes. But the life there is limited. It does, ऐसा नहीं, it does not exist. It exists. But life there, special kind of life form will exist. You cannot exist, right? So what is happening is that sometimes environment has certain factors which limit the life form. We are studying about that in, right now. Okay. But what is happening, you cannot say ye bada hai, wo bada hai. Right now, life as we know only exists on Earth, right? And that to Earth, maximum life form that we know of is saturated in the photic zone. अब मैंने एक नया बॉम्ब फिर ड्रॉप कर दिया. What is photic zone? Photosynthesis किसको पता है? You know photosynthesis? What is photosynthesis? Okay. So photo in photosynthesis stands for light in the form of photons. ठीक है? Photosynthesis, right? Photic zone. Bingo. See, you need to connect. When any new term comes into picture, what do you need to do? Connect. How will you connect? Connect from what you know. Go back to basics. Connect from what you know. What is photic zone? The zone wherein the sunlight is maximum, which supports the maximum amount of biodiversity. Because if there is no sun, the life form is limited. No, we have life forms still. There is still life form. They will live in deep sea. But some life form will live inside the soil. Igloo. नहीं, बरो में रहते हैं, कुछ लोग अंदर ही रहते हैं, मतलब कुछ organisms soil के अंदर रहना पसंद करते हैं. But that does not mean that they are not deriving nutrients. They will derive the nutrients from the plant that is up, right? So you need that light. You need that light somehow. So that is why which kind of zone? Which zone? Photic, where light is ample, is known as photic zone. So life form as we know it only exists in maximum concentration exists in photic zone. So now environment also exists beyond that photic zone. So which is bigger? Thank you. Ecosystem is possible only where life form exists. Now if someone goes into International Space Station, can I call it an ecosystem? I can possibly call it an ecosystem because they are still maintaining themselves. They still have food, water, which they have taken from Earth, of course. But they are not growing anything there. So I can call it an ecosystem, but that ecosystem is only for that much time. It will collapse if we are not sending anything from Earth. It cannot self-sustain. Food source is from Earth. So if it is not self-sustaining, that ecosystem is only for a limited period of time. It will collapse. And in order to sustain, what do you need? You need a system. We are looking at the system. Calm down. यहाँ तक clear? यहाँ तक कोई issue? Environment, ecology, ecosystem. इनमें कोई doubt? No? पूरा clear? Clear? Understood? Anything you did not understand? Nothing? See, I asked that way, right? It's a double negation. I asked if he did not understand anything. So when the question itself is negative, you don't know what to answer. Now comes a term, it is called homeostasis. What is the term? Anyone who knows what that is? Okay, yes, balance. Right now I mentioned about International Space Station. So if I were to leave International Space Station unattended for 100 years, what will happen? Nothing. It will all die. All of it will die. Why? It is not self-sustaining. So that self-sustaining ability in the ecosystem will give it homeostasis. That means right now you are living on Earth. You can grow food, you can eat food, you can grow food, you can eat food, you can grow food again, and you can eat food again. And that is why you have developed a homeostasis on Earth. Now, because of deforestation, pollution, blah, 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 what is happening? Your ability, your balance is disturbed. So pollution का जब हम chapter पढ़ेंगे, when we read about pollution and everything, that is when you will realize that homeostasis is really important. By polluting, we are disturbing this balance, we are disturbing this equilibrium, and that is why homeostasis is difficult to attain or manage until now. Okay, so you will have homework. The homework is you will read about Earth overshoot day. Earth overshoot day. Overshoot day. Now let us talk about biosphere. What is biosphere? You have studied this in your lower classes. What is biosphere? Yes, anywhere where the interaction of the three spheres in a way that life is possible is known as biosphere. For biosphere to occur, the atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere interact in such a manner that there is a mild possibility of biosphere. That interaction has been possible on Earth, right? As we know of. So on other planets, this is a little difficult to attain because what are we trying to find on Moon? Hydrosphere. What are we trying to find on Mars? Hydrosphere. So we did find some, indications which indicate towards water. They say that, lunar south pole has frozen water and Mars has some, they had some, thing that they discovered that probably there was a river there. And that soil beneath that, outer layer can have water. It has moisture. Ye wo, theek hai. Fine. So what is happening is that these three spheres have to interact in such a way that they can support a life form, right? So it is also known as ecosphere. Again, what is eco? Right, exactly. So that is why ecology is the study of ecosystem. Ecosystem, yes. Okay, so what is happening? Atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere will interact in such a manner that there is possibility of life, and that is why it is known as biosphere. And one more thing I have told you, maximum life as we know it is concentrated in what zone? Photic is equal to lit, sunlit zone. Okay, now this is the zone, and on any planet it can occur if this thing is achieved. It can occur on any planet, right? So is it that Earth is the only planet with life? As we know from our limited knowledge that we have, probably Earth is the only planet, but that is not true, of course. It is like taking a spoonful of water out of ocean and saying, oh, it has no sharks in it, so there is no shark in the ocean, right? Right. Didn't get it? जोक नहीं समझा? No. आप इनको जोक समझाएंगे अभी जो हंस लिया, ठीक है. ओके, सो हाँ, यहाँ पे it will have all ecosystem. It will consist of all ecosystems. Please note all what? Ecosystem. That means it has to have life, and wherever life exists, it is a part of biosphere. Wherever, even if life exists within the volcano, then it would still be called biosphere. If we don't know. There are some creatures which live in the deep sea, which live so close to the mouth of the volcano that they might as well go inside it and we will not know. But we do not know because we have not yet studied, right? There is this thing called Samudrayan, your homework. Samudrayan. I will randomly say some terms, and that is your homework. You will just read about them. All right. So now coming to, right, it can be from the deepest roots of the trees to deep oceans to mountains to anything. Wherever there is a possibility of life, that will be known as biosphere. So it consists of all the ecosystems. All the ecosystems are a part of biosphere. यहाँ तक कोई doubt? Any doubt until here? Any concept that you did not understand? I agree that right now it's a lot conceptual, but let's make it fun. Any concepts that you did not understand? All understood completely? Okay. Without water, it is practically not possible to exist because, yeah. Without air also it is not possible. As per our current knowledge, it is okay for some organisms to exist without air, but that without air is equal to without oxygen. They still need other forms of gases, including nitrogen. Okay, yes, they need, some of them need nitrogen, some of them need carbon dioxide. Plants क्या करते हैं? They need CO2, we need O2, and that is why there is a system, right? That is a system. They will have our CO2, we will have their oxygen, works for us. Same system exists in lichen. Similar system exists in this thing, what is it called? Corals, right? The system is one component likes O2, another component likes CO2, right? That is called symbiotic relationships. Okay, wherein तुझे हिस्ट्री नहीं आता, मुझे ज्योग्राफी नहीं आता, तू हिस्ट्री के नोट्स दे दे, मेरे ज्योग्राफी के नोट्स ले ले, बार्टर सिस्टम. ठीक है? So that is kind of a symbiosis. You did not get it? You got it. Thank you. Understood? Doubts? Where are we? Okay. Now ecology we understood, right? Okay. What is habitat? जोर से. Exactly. Your home is your habitat. Where do you like to live is your habitat. Okay. So any species where it likes to live, it is called its habitat, or where it can be generally found, it is called its habitat. Do mosquitoes like you? But do they live inside you? Where do they live? नाली में. In general गंदे पानी में, if it is another kind of mosquito, they like clear water, like I'll talk about it in my science lecture. Yes. So we are talking about habitat is where a particular species likes to live or where it can generally be found. So right now this is a joke. The joke is observe engineers in their natural habitat. The natural habitat is cold pizza and some machines. Yes? Slide change ho gayi. Oh, yes, that. Engineers, yeah. It is a joke, but it is not clear. So sad. Now comes, this is important. Just some facts. Okay, many habitats make up the environment. Okay, there, suppose this is the environment. So habitat में क्या रहेगा? आपका घर, मेरा घर, इसका घर, उसका घर, right? A lot of species, they will have different habitats. Together the habitats will form the environment, right? अगर आप किसी कॉलोनी में रहते हो तो इसका घर, उसका घर, उसका घर, उसका घर, उसका घर, then that forms a colony. So that is your environment. If one house burns, rest of the house will also possibly burn. So that is why that is the habitat. That impact on one thing can cause impact on others too. Now that is for closely knit habitats. Same goes for ecosystem. Ecosystem also, the system has to balance. If anything goes out of place or imbalance, then the system is on the verge of collapsing. Now, a single habitat may be common for many organisms, right? Now, where do you live in your home? Do you live alone? No. Who stays with you? Your family. So that is why other organisms also live in the Same habitat. Do you have pets? They are also living in the same habitat. If some of you have rats, same habitat. Some of you have cockroaches, same habitat. Some of you have spiders. छिपकली से किसको डर लगता है? Same habitat. It's a house lizard. It's a house lizard. It's gonna live in your house. So now again, habitat can be same for, yes, good. Understood? Now, all habitats are environments, but all environments are not habitats. Same concept you apply like how we studied about ecosystem, right? So all environment can be habitat, yes or no? No. All habitat can be environment, yes or no? Yes. Such questions, such statements are directly written in prelims, and then you start thinking, पता तो है, करे ना करे, और ऐसे में गलत करके आते हो. And such statements, they occur. You know, in prelims they ask such random statements for no reason to test your presence of mind. Of course you know, they know you know. But then again, they have to test you. So this is the test. All habitats are environment, yes or no? Yes. All environment is habitat, yes or no? All ecosystem is environment, yes or no? Good. Any doubts? Any doubts? Samjha, nahi samjha? Anyone who doesn't understand right now? Yes, tell me. हाँ, नहीं समझा. Okay. अब घर पे रहते हो, घर पे खाते हो, सोते हो, ठीक है. सो दैट इज योर हैबिटेट. और वहां पे अगर आपको खाना नहीं मिला तो, खाना नहीं मिला तो व्हाट शी सेड, नहीं, नो स्विगी, नो जोमेटो, नो नथिंग, नो नथिंग, नो बाहर, सिर्फ घर पे रह रहे हो, खाना नहीं मिला तो. हाँ, the habitat is not possible. But okay, if you are surviving, that means you have access to certain resources. So those resources are the abiotic component. There are other people living with you. They are biotic components. So that is why, and it is environment. Same goes for igloo. Is igloo an habitat? For whom? Very good. Is snow bound ecosystem a habitat? अगर कहीं snow है तो ऐसी जगह, is it a habitat? Yeah, people live there. हाँ, एंटार्क्टिक में भी हैबिटेट बना लिया था, नहीं था, डजंट मैटर, बट इट इज अ हैबिटेट फॉर. ओके, गुड. हाँ, I'll come to that. Wait. Okay, I can ask that joke right now. Okay. So polar bears are carnivores, yes? Everyone knows that? Then why do polar bears not eat penguins? Friends? No friends. No friends. Why polar bears do not eat penguins? Bingo! And didn't get it? Didn't get it. Explain. Alipsha, explain. Very true. Penguins live in Antarctic. Polar bears live in Arctic. That is why whenever they talk about snow melt, किसका फोटो शो करते हैं? पोलर बेयर का. बिकॉज मे बी बाय 2050 we might not have so much snow, or there might be no snow on the North Pole. And China is planning a trade route there. What trade route? What trade route? Write it down, your homework. Name of the trade route to be developed through the North Pole by China. All right, yes. Name of the trade route to be developed by China through the North Pole. Okay, so now what are we studying? Yeah, all habitats are environment. Okay, habitat always has life. Yes, yes, habitat always has life, but environment not necessarily. Okay. Okay, there is an environment, it has a lot of, water and everything, but there is no greenery. Can you go and live there? There is no source of food or anything. Can you go and live there? you can if you want to take your own food from somewhere else. That is what people in Alaska do. They live there. They live in very cold temperatures, but what they do, they have sources of food. They grow in the time when sun is ample, and then they store it, they keep it, or they import it. But people still live there. So that means, is that a habitat? Yes. Can it sustain? Maybe with the help of external factors. Okay. So that means, okay, we are getting there. What happens next? Okay. Understood? All habitats should have life. If it doesn't have life, it is not a habitat. Right? इसीलिए बोलते हैं मार्स हैबिटेबल है या नहीं है. Can someone live there or not? क्या? Maybe, might be. Yes, yes. Okay. Now let's have something. I'll keep it. Come. Say hi. Ha. This is an individual. What is it? Individual can function on its own? No and yes, both, until individual has sufficient energy to function on its own. But after that, individual will not function on its own. Okay, individual, hi. Wait. Ha. Come, two of you, come. Individual clear? Okay. Now this is population. Please stand there. This is population. Okay. Hi population. Hi. Okay. Population has, certain components. It can be differentiated on the basis of height, gender or anything else. But belongs to same species. Same. आप लोग वो इसमें आ जाओ ना. हाँ, दिखने चाहिए सब अंदर. स्क्रीन के सामने खड़े रहो. Exactly. हाँ, थोड़ा इधर. Thank you. So this is a population, but the population consists of one single species. Okay. Species हो गई. Clear? Now, population के बारे में 2-3 और चीजें देखते हैं. One is, please come. One is population growth rate. He will tell me what population growth rate is. Hi. Population growth rate. ओके, थैंक यू फॉर द इलैबोरेट. बट अगर मुझे सिंपल लैंग्वेज में बताना रहा तो आई विल जस्ट से चेंज इन द नंबर ऑफ पीपल ओवर अ सर्टेन पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. दैट इज, इट कैन बी पॉजिटिव. और पॉजिटिव कहाँ है, कौन सी कंट्री में है? इंडिया में है. नेगेटिव कहाँ है? कोरिया, जापान. करेक्ट. वहाँ पे the TFR, total fertility rate is quite low, so the replacement is not met. In fact, some town, अभी ही सुन के रख लो, some towns in Italy and other places, they are running out of population, and that is why they are like, आप आ जाओ, if you are young, we will pay you for some time we will pay you, and you settle down in 2 years or so, and then once you are settled, we are happy to have you. Okay, so what is population? What is population? Different individuals of same species is population. What is population density? Exactly. Number of people in a unit area is known as population density. India की सबसे ज़्यादा population density कहाँ पे है? दिल्ली. अभी बोलो 3 बार. इंडिया की सबसे ज्यादा पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी इज इन दिल्ली. ओके, एंड सबसे कम डेंसिटी अरुणाचल डेंसिटी. ओके, नाउ ओके, सो दिस इज पॉपुलेशन. यू आर स्टिल वेटिंग देयर. वेट. तो इस पॉपुलेशन के साथ मैंने किसी के बुक पे पेट्स वेट्स कुछ बना? कुत्ता, बिल्ली. हाँ, 1 सेकेंड, ये चलेगा मुझे. I'll just borrow this. ये मैंने इनको फूल पत्ते दे दिए. Okay, this is what is this? This is called a community. What is this? Community means population plus other species. Populations of different kind of species will form. Anyone? कुछ नहीं है यहाँ पे उसपे. फूल पत्ते. Anyone else? नहीं. ठीक है. अभी समझो. What is this? Population plus. We will just assume this to be a bird. Okay, what is this? This is a community. Community means population of one species plus different species living in a certain environment is called community. Clear? यहाँ तक. अब wait. Community में दो type होते हैं. One is called major community, another is called minor community. Now major community can self-sustain. Major community can self-sustain. इसको example क्या होगा? Amazon rainforest. ठीक है? Amazon rainforest can sustain on its own. ठीक है? Now comes minor community, which is also called as society. Minor community is also called as. ठीक है? They can manage on their own, but not necessarily बहुत long. Yeah, they need surroundings to sustain. तो अभी इसको क्या बोलूँगी? किस टाइप की community बोलूँ मैं इसको? Minor community. क्योंकि कितना दिन टिकेंगे? It was a joke. It was a joke. It's okay. It's okay. It was a. हाँ, खेती आती है आपको? See, that's the problem with our, education system, that we really need to have subjects where we can know how to grow things, because that's the most important thing. We need to know how to treat other people. That is also most important thing. So, which kind of education? Environmental education superficially is not okay. एक project बना के दे दिया and that project, उस पे marks भी दे दिया, उन्होंने पढ़ा भी नहीं वो project, just आपका शक्ल देखा और आपकी शक्ल से आपको कितना पसंद करते उतने marks दे दिया, and that thing goes into रद्दी. वो environment के project बनाने के लिए आप इतने papers waste करते हो, and वो क्या glitter वाला tape and sketch pens and सब करके अच्छा उसको decorate करके देते हो, जिसका ज़्यादा decorated है उसको ज़्यादा marks मिल रहे हैं. sadly. That is not okay. Sad. Yes, that is sad. So, can they sustain? I'll just leave them alone for 2 days. Can they sustain? No, they'll cry. Go back. Yeah, don't do that now. What did you understand? Individual, population, community. ठीक है. अब तक हमने सिर्फ living things देखी. सिर्फ लिविंग थिंग्स देखी, नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स भी तो एग्जिस्ट करती है. सो व्हेन यू ऐड नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स इन दैट लिविंग थिंग्स वाला पार्ट, यू गेट इकोसिस्टम. रिपीट आफ्टर मी. व्हेन यू ऐड नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स, you get ecosystem. So that means living component, non-living components will, and interaction between them will generate ecosystem. If there is no interaction, then it's not an ecosystem. There is no system, right? Right. Okay. So the ecosystem clear? Okay. Now there are different kinds of ecosystem. There will be terrestrial ecosystem. There will be aquatic ecosystem. एक सेकेंड, जस्ट अ सेकेंड. terrestrial ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem, major community and minor community. ठीक है. Okay, so the terrestrial part of ecosystem is known as biome. Terrestrial part of ecosystem is known as biome. फिर से, terrestrial part of ecosystem is known as biome. And how do you know that it is an ecosystem? Interaction between living beings and non-living beings is ecosystem. Any doubts at all? He is new. Ask him. Doubts? क्या ही समझा? अभी आके क्या समझा? यही समझा। इकोसिस्टम की डेफिनेशन बताओ। हाँ आराम से। सामरा करेक्ट है। उन्होंने क्या गलत बोला लेकिन? हाँ तो बताओ उनको, मुझे नहीं। हाँ हाँ, इंटरैक्शन इज द कीवर्ड फॉर द सिस्टम। अगर इंटरैक्शन नहीं है तो इट विल नॉट बी कॉल्ड अ सिस्टम। ठीक है, सोलर सिस्टम में भी वी आर इंटरैक्टिंग। इफ देर इज नो इंटरैक्शन, नो पर्टिकुलर थिंग, देन इट विल नॉट बी अ सिस्टम। ओके, clear, clear. Any doubts? Any doubts? Okay, you understood organism. I mean, you understood individual, population, community, ecosystem, biosphere. All the ecosystems together will form issues, doubts, problems, queries. सब आ गया? हाँ बताओ। इसको चलाओ। हाँ चल गया, ठीक है। नीचे हो गया। ओके, अभी इकोसिस्टम में कुछ कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं। वी जस्ट टॉक्ड अबाउट देम। दे आर biotic components and abiotic components. Biotic meaning living, bio. Abiotic meaning non-living, abio. Okay, living and non-living beings together when they interact forms ecosystem. तो living things तो क्या ही होगा, ठीक है। living things will be a lot of things including plants, animals, humans, blah blah blah. इनको कुछ कैटेगरी में हम डिवाइड करेंगे, वी विल लुक एट इट, ठीक है। एंड देन देयर आर नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स, ठीक है। नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स में कुछ चीजें आती है। एबायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स हम एक बार देखते हैं, ठीक है। नाउ एबायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स में पहले आता है फिजिकल फैक्टर्स, जिसमें टेम्परेचर, wait, only let's talk about temperature first. How does temperature affect the ecosystem? Yes. Okay, how? Adaptation, okay. Vegetation cover, temperature, climate, precipitation. मैं सिर्फ टेम्परेचर की बात कर रही हूँ, आप मुझे सारे फैक्टर्स बता रहे हो। Global warming, yes, okay, that is one of the things, yes. Okay, wait. क्या? हाँ wait, हाँ yes, exactly. Very good. This is more specific and what I was looking for. Now I'm a human and I'm a tropical human. I really like warm temperatures. So if at all, let's just say, what's your name? इशिता, आप कहाँ से हो? यूपी से है, ठीक है। अब इशिता को मैं ले गई रशिया, ठीक है, और इन्हीं कपड़ों में ले गई। अब इशिता आपको कैसा लगेगा? ठंड लगेगी तो रहना मुश्किल हो जाएगा, ठंड लगेगी, सब हो गया, ठीक है, मान लिया। अब इशिता को मैं माउंट एवरेस्ट के टॉप पे ले गई, इन्हीं कपड़ों में, बहुत ज्यादा ठंड लगेगी। यस, प्लीज डोंट माइंड, बट दिस इज व्हाट इट इज। Yes, that's more pretty way of saying it. It is like जैसे बचपन में करते थे, चॉकलेट के रैपर में भर के पत्थर दे दिया। Okay, so temperature will limit the organism. If you go to Antarctica without any Antarctic appropriate clothing, then yes, thank you so much हो जाएगा। Thank you so much नहीं करने के लिए। You take precautions. When it's cold, you layer, you have thermals, you have thick clothing, then you have a jacket, then you have a wind cheater or a jerkin or a coat. इतना तो पहनते हो पूरी भरी सी ठंड में, right? तो नहीं, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. Organisms are limited by temperature. खाने को फ्रिज में क्यों रखते? क्यों खराब ना हो? यस यस, एक्ट करते हैं बट बहुत स्लो करते हैं, ठीक है, क्योंकि दैट टेम्परेचर इज नॉट एम्बियंट फॉर फूड खराब करने वाले बैक्टीरिया. दैट टेम्परेचर इज नॉट एम्बियंट फॉर फूड स्पॉइलिंग बैक्टीरिया. Okay, bacteria, if I have like a bowl of rice or a roti, I leave a roti outside, I leave a roti inside, then which has more chances to survive? The one which is inside the refrigerator. That is why we are, going gaga over cold storages. Farmers, their produce gets bad so soon. That is why we have Kisan Rail, cold storage, warehouses. Storage is important. In storages, there are certain factors which limit the activity of microorganisms. These factors include 1, temperature. Cold temperatures or very high temperature both will limit the growth of organism. खाने को कुकर में क्यों पकाते हैं? हाँ, मोर टेम्परेचर, यस, जल्दी बन जाता है, ठीक है. चलो कुकर ना सही, बट इतना वो देर तक क्यों पकाते हैं? पकाना बैक्टीरिया, टू गेट रिड ऑफ दी बैक्टीरिया विच आर हार्मफुल फॉर अस, टू गेट रिड ऑफ अदर ऑर्गेनिजम्स इंक्लूडिंग वर्म्स. तो मोर द टेम्परेचर, more the denaturation of proteins. कोई बात नहीं, I have dropped a bomb of a word, I know. Protein will get broken. The protein chains are broken. When the protein chains are broken, there is no metabolic activity, and that is why that particular organism will die. If I were to put a human being in a cooker, what will happen? Will they come back alive? I know I'm talking a lot about that, but I just understood. Temperature too much or too little, both is not okay. Ambient temperature is about 23 degrees Celsius. For whom? For us and a lot of other species. There are other species जो temperature manage करते हैं, उनको बोलते हैं extremophiles. एक्सट्रीम चीजों को पसंद करने वाले. फाइल इज लविंग, फाइल इज लविंग, ओके, एंड एक्सट्रीम इज एक्सट्रीम एनवायरमेंट्स को पसंद करने वाले ऑर्गेनिजम्स आर नोन एज एक्सट्रीमोफाइल्स. नाउ लेट मी टेल यू, if someone likes really high temperature, they will be called thermophile, right? Where can you find them? On the mouth of volcanoes. There are certain organisms, including the fired snail or something, which can be found very close to volcanoes. Yes, and that is why that will be called thermophile. Or even hot vent, the geysers and all, yeah, hot springs के पास मिलने वाले. Now there is humidity. Humidity is also important. If it is too dry, then what kind of environment that is? Arid. So will you find a lot of animals in desert? No. What kind of animals will you find there? Only some kind of animals and plants, including cactus and camels. What is happening there? Why? Low humidity. Low humidity is aridity. So if there is too low of a humidity, then we will need bottles of moisturizers. People in South Korea, if anyone watches K-dramas, no one watches K-dramas, oh my god. Okay, kabhi kabhi, sahi hai, good. So, it's fine. You will see in a lot of K-dramas, they have humidifiers in their rooms. So humidifier, sometimes people in Delhi also go for humidifier. I don't know why. We are not that arid. Yes. Okay, so the humidifier will humidify the room. That means you are controlling the internal temperature because outside is too dry and harsh. Understood? If too much humidity? Give me an example where you can find too much humidity. Coastal areas. Rainforest, coastal areas, where you will have a lot of humidity. Only certain plants will like that much. Not all plants will like that much humidity. Now comes light. We just talked about it. What is the lit zone called? Photic zone. Okay. So if there is no light, then if I keep you in a dark room, then maybe kala pani. But let me tell you, if there is no light, then humans tend to be depressed. That is why people, they who live like, in the northern hemisphere, when they go to north, like in the Scandinavian countries and all, they find it really depressing. 6 months, about proper 6 months, they don't have light. They don't have sunlight. It's always dark. And in those cases, they get a really, bad. And that is why they plan tropical vacations. Tropical vacations. कहाँ जाना है? मालदीव्स नहीं जाना है. कहाँ जाना है? लक्षद्वीप जाना है. ठीक है? Atmospheric pressure means this thing, we just talked about it. We have atmosphere above us, and that is why that atmosphere is exerting pressure on us. But our body is adapted to that, and that is why our body is exerting counter pressure, and that is why we are fine. If we go up the mountain, what happens? Our lungs are not used to that low pressure, and that is why breathing is difficult. And that is why mountaineers are people who train for it. Can you go climb Mount Everest? No, because you need training for it, right? Maybe, yes. Training. Okay, same goes in space. Now, maybe you can go up the Mount Everest, but you will need all the gears and everything. But can you go in space? No, not without the gears. Not without the gears at all. At all, because pressure, no pressure. Because no atmosphere, nothing exerting pressure on you, but your body is exerting pressure. So that is why your vessels will rupture. Lot of blood. Understood? Atmospheric pressure is important. If I take you out of your ambient pressure range, then you might not feel good for some time. And बाद में मत पूछो. Now we come to inorganic substances which are needed for life, or which are important, factors of the ecosystem. That is water. Water. Potable water. कौन सा? जिसको potable water is, that you can drink. Yes. If I leave you in an ocean, no water. Life of Pi? Anyone? Life of Pi? Only one. Why do you guys not watch movies? हाँ, तो बहुत पहले भी देखा. तो लाइफ ऑफ पाई में क्या हुआ? पानी कहाँ से जमा किया उसने? समुंदर से नहीं किया. कहाँ से? बारिश से जमा किया. अच्छा, हाँ, उसने वो लगा दिया और उसने नीचे वो कुछ रख दिया होगा, उसमें पानी जमा कर लिया. क्या? बेयर ग्रिल्स भी ऐसे ही करता. या मे बी. यस, एब्सोल्युटली. दैट इज हाउ यू डू इट, बिकॉज water. So you need good water. Saline water is not good for you. You cannot drink it. It has too much salt in it. Okay. Then comes water. बहुत सारा रहा तो भी problem है. Water बिल्कुल नहीं रहा तो भी problem है. Human beings are how much % of water? So you already like 70% of me. Oh, gone. Okay. So you need water to survive. If I am to not give you any water for 3 days. Okay. हाँ, मुस्बिल कितना दिन रहना चाहिए बिना पानी के? रह सकते हैं बिना पानी के 10 days without water. Homework. Homework. होमवर्क फाइंड आउट हाउ मेनी डेज अ ह्यूमन कैन सर्वाइव विदाउट वाटर. आप लोग को अगर किसी दिन छोड़ दिया ना जंगल में, नो 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 नो, होमवर्क होमवर्क होमवर्क. हाँ क्या क्या? हाँ मी टू, आई वांट टू नो. अरे आई वांट टू नो. अरे व्हाट? हंगर स्ट्राइक किए, बिल्कुल किए, हंगर स्ट्राइक किए. तो हाँ, और दूसरी बात, जब हंगर स्ट्राइक करते, यू कैन लिव अबाउट 3 months विदाउट फूड इफ यू लिव प्रॉपरली. देयर वाज दिस, यू नो, देयर वाज दिस 13 करके एक मूवी है, if you like to watch. It is about the, you know, this kids, football playing kids who got stuck in the cave in Taiwan. Yeah. So what happened there? They were stuck there for, you know, the 13 days, I guess, and it was so difficult to get them out, but they survived. So they were asked how they survived, and also the coach said that they practiced discipline and meditation, and you know, they drank water only sometime, and they ate food only sometime, and all of that. They had water, they had some water. Water तो बहुत सारा था उनके पास, उसका issue नहीं था, but understand. The point here is this, that this is a limiting factor. If no water, still problematic. If too much water, still problematic. Oxygen necessary for you. Necessary for you. But what about corals? I just said something. Corals. कोरल रीफ में क्या क्या चीज होती है? कोरल रीफ में दो कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं, कोरल पॉलिप्स एंड algae. The coral polyps are animals, so they require oxygen, but that algae requires carbon dioxide. Okay, the carbon dioxide is provided by the coral. So now there is a thing. Okay, there is a thing known as hypoxia. Yes. No. We will study about corals in detail. Wait. हाँ. There is a condition called, कितने बज रहे? What time है? हाँ चलो, hypoxia. चलो जल्दी. What is hypoxia? Anyone who has any idea? Yes. हाँ. तो hypoxia humans को होगा, हाँ या नहीं? Yes or no? If can humans suffer from hypoxia? How? Yes. Humans need oxygen. If humans do not get sufficient oxygen due to any reason, we suffer from hypoxia. Okay, so that means for any reason, as in either on top of mountain or deep inside the ocean, anywhere where air pressure is not appropriate or ambient for us to have it in our lungs. You know, our lungs work on air pressure. Unlike the popular disbelief, we do this, but this happens only because of air pressure. Okay. Now hypoxia में क्या होता है? It all turns blue. You start turning blue, starting with your fingernails, your you know, lips and all. It starts turning blue. So if someone starts turning blue, immediately give them oxygen. They immediately need oxygen because for whatever reason their lungs are not taking in the oxygen. Either it's a blockage, pressure changes. Yes. नहीं पहुंचा, ऑक्सीजन नहीं हुआ, एक्सचेंज नहीं हुआ. Now there is one more thing. When you are in an airplane, what do they say? What do the air hostess say? They say, if oxygen level drops, there will be a mask. What happened was, recently there was a flight, and in that flight, for whatever reason, the pressure thing was not on. The pressure part inside the flight was not on. Everyone was dead inside that flight. It was circling गोल 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 गोल. दो दूसरे you know, छोटे planes भेजे check करने what's going on. When they went up, they realized that it is on auto mode. It's just circling there, and everyone inside is dead. No oxygen because no pressure, no oxygen, dead. पता करो, चलो कल आप मुझे बताओगे, पता करो ये कौन सी फ्लाइट है, कहाँ जा रही थी, क्यों जा रही थी, ब्ला ब्ला. Now coming back to okay, oxygen is important, and for some oxygen is poison. Plants can, plants can still consume oxygen. Plants do respire at night. Okay. इसीलिए जो बोलते हैं ना रात को पेड़ के नीचे नहीं जाना, भूत रहेगा, भूत नहीं रहेगा, वो प्लांट ऑक्सीजन प्लांट खुद ऑक्सीजन कंज्यूम कर रहा है. If you go near a tree at night time, then you are advised to not do that because there will be a ghost. Matlab, that is an urban legend kind of a thing. It's not about the ghost, it's about the plant respiring. Let it respire. इसलिए बोलते हैं प्लांट को सोने दो, उनके पास मत जाओ, तोड़ो मत फ्रूट, प्लांट सो रहे, तुम लोग कैसे लोग हो. Yes, to prevent people from, hypoxia. So now that part is oxygen. So for some organisms, oxygen is poison, including that algae which lives inside the coral. Okay. Now next is carbon dioxide. Who requires carbon dioxide? And algae. Yes, some algae, they also require carbon dioxide. Well, no, there is a organism known as, the maximum oxygen is not made by plants. It is made by algae. Algae, yes, yes. So that is why they are creating fake trees. That fake trees are like basically just a wall of transparent wall kind of a thing in which they fill all the algae with growth nutrients, and that wall can create more oxygen than 2 to 3 trees combined. That is artificial tree. They have made that. Okay, next is nitrogen. Nitrogen is also needed. Some organisms fix nitrogen, that is, they take the nitrogen and they convert it into usable form for plants. Otherwise, plants cannot directly take the nitrogen. Some organisms can directly take nitrogen. We will discuss about them in detail. Next comes proteins, carbohydrates, lipids. Of course, you need all of that. Without that, life is not practically possible. Okay, जैसे भी proteins बने, you need proteins. If protein is not available, then नहीं होगा, growth ही नहीं होगा. इसलिए बोलते protein rich diet खाओ, protein rich diet खाओ. Why do you need a protein rich diet? Or your hormones are proteins. Your the endocrine system, the a lot of system, and it's like essential for you. So they are like two kinds of amino acids. Proteins are made up of amino acids. So two kinds of amino acid: essential, non-essential. Essential is what your body cannot make on its own, and that is why you have to ingest it. And non-essential is है. Okay, I have. ठीक है, non-essential ऐसा नहीं है, it is non-essential मतलब खाओ ही नहीं. Non-essential is that body can manage. Okay, now next is now dividing the biotic components. How do we divide the biotic components? Simple. We divide it in the form of producer, consumer, decomposer. The one that produces, the one that consumes, and the one that decomposes. Okay, so let's see in detail about all of that. Okay, we can, yeah, we'll study in detail about it. Let's talk about producers, consumers, and decomposers. Producers are what? Plants and I just said it. Plants and algae, blue-green algae or cyanobacteria or whatever you call them. These algae will take up carbon dioxide in the presence of light and make oxygen and glucose. Good. That is the process of photosynthesis. Okay. So producer is what? Producer is someone, jadoo. So you just give them that, access to sunlight, and they can make their own food. So if I were to ask this person, make your own food, there is light. Not possible, because this person is a consumer. Humans are consumer. Okay, we are not producers. So producer is plants and algae. Okay, now next comes primary consumer. Okay, what kind of consumer? Primary consumer. All the herbivores are primary consumers. Any vegetarians here? Vegetarian. Okay, so you guys are? आओ इधर आओ. I'm also a vegetarian. Yeah, humans in nature are. Okay, so that is herbivores. Herbivores are primary consumers. They will consume plants. ठीक है. Thank you, girls. Okay, so he says he will eat both plants as well as animals. Okay, so plants as well as animals मतलब अगर बिरयानी खाई, बिरयानी खाते हो तो बिरयानी में क्या? बिरयानी में क्या क्या होता है? There is rice. Yes, rice is a component of plant. Okay, and there is this thing chicken. Okay, and that will be chicken ने rice खाया, फिर chicken बना और फिर उसके बाद chicken भी उसमें आ गया. ठीक है? So then that means it will have. Okay, wait. I'll explain. Wait. So that means he is an omnivore. What is he? Omnivore. शेर के सामने बिरयानी रखोगे वो खाएगा? Will a lion eat biryani? Will a lion eat biryani? You tell me no. Why? It will eat only the meat because lion is a carnivore and गाय के सामने बिरयानी रख दो, चावल में भी, तो that means that is a herbivore. Thank you. Nindudi? Okay, good. So now you understood the difference between producers, consumers. Consumers में there are types including so herbivores, omnivores and lioness, carnivores. Okay, यहाँ तक clear? Okay. Now there are trophic levels. What are there? Trophic levels. Okay, trophic level is like once you have created food. Who will create food again? Producer, including plants and algae. So once they have created food, the first trophic level, that means the organisms which consume it first are on first trophic level. The organisms which consume it later on are second. So इसमें कोई distinct after secondary, there is no distinctive feature कि okay, who is eating on what level, but there is a certain thing known as apex predators. Apex is this is called apex, मतलब एकदम top. Okay, so apex predators can include vulture, eagle, lions and tigers. Why do we cry for protecting them? How? Yes, सारी घास खा जाएंगे फिर. हाँ, हम भगा देते ना डियर्स को, घास खाने नहीं देते. We are humans, we are so selfish. They are. Yes. Vultures, crows, and these things, they are, they clean the environment. Okay, so now these are big creatures. Now cleaning of the environment is also done by small creatures. Vultures are big. Okay, what are the small cleaners? They are decomposers, microscopic decomposers. Earthworms are not microscopic, but yes, they are also a part of decomposing family. Okay, so what they will do is that, okay, now that he mentions it, you guys will find out about India की कौन सी चटनी को GI tag मिला, which is ये सबको पता है ये. Okay, where are we? Decomposers. So decomposers are also known as, they have one more name. What are they called? Detrivores and saprophytes. Okay, producers, consumers, decomposers. Decomposers में what will they be called? Saprophytes. What will they be called? saprophyte. Okay, they will rely on dead and decaying matter, including हाँ ठीक है. Okay, are mushrooms decomposers? Mushrooms are parasites. Mushrooms are also born out of, matlab they will also thrive on dead and decaying. Mushroom, okay, what we do, we take in food and then our gut releases certain enzymes and then we digest the food. But what happens in mushroom is that they will release the enzyme outside. The food will be digested outside and then they will just say, they will take in the sap. So that is saprophyte. What is it? Saprophyte which thrives on dead and decaying. अभी हमने dead की बात की. Yes. Mushroom वाला नहीं. What we do for digestion, when we eat food, the digestion happens inside of our body. Mushroom will release the digestive enzymes outside and the digestion happens outside the body. Then it will just take in the digested stuff. Clear? Clear. Decomposers clear. Why are these important? Because they decide the entire system. Yes, they decide the entire food chain or the system, and it is because of them. So protecting them is very important. Otherwise, the food chain can collapse because then there is no check on these organisms. When there is no check on these organisms, they will run out of food pretty soon. They don't want to run out of food. Understood? Any problems here? Chalo, we are just looking at a few terms. Now the term is fragmentation. What do you think of fragmentation? Exactly. Big thing broken into small thing is called fragmentation. Okay. So that is why it is broken down into small fragments. For example, who will break down things into small fragments? Earthworm will. Okay, earthworm will. Now next is humification. Okay. Humification. Do you know humus? What is humus? No, yes. Not hummus. Humus, yes. Don't think about eating. Soil, layer of soil, upper part of soil. Yes, that is a characteristic of humus. Yes, humus is like it. Okay, I will use some technical terms. It is an amorphous substance made out of dead and decaying organism in a way that it becomes a house of nutrients. Okay, so what he said is correct. It has a lot of nutrients including phosphorus, nitrogen, because it is made of a living creature. When a living creature dies, after certain time, it creates humus with the help of microbes. Now that humus is very important in soil. It is found in topsoil. It is not topsoil, it is found in topsoil, because after topsoil you will not find humus. How will humus be formed? Patte gir rahe, if leaves are falling, the leaves will be then converted into some black component. That black component is humus. Okay, you see where you do not clean the leaves. When they clean the leaves, it is cleaning the leaves, fine. But when you don't clean the leaves, you leave it there, it will somehow get converted into black component. That black component is humus. Okay, that black component has a lot of good properties because it gives the nutrients to the trees, and these nutrients are not released very easily. That's the best part. Why? Because if nutrients are released easily, then they will go to waste. If nutrients are released slowly, part by part, जैसे okay, आज मैंने दावत रखी, आज ही सब खाना है पर अगले 4 दिन कुछ नहीं खाना है, चलेगा? नहीं. You need food on a daily basis. So similarly, humus helps because it acts as a reservoir. It acts as the fridge. ये उसमें खाना रखा है, आज भी लिया, कल भी लिया, परसों भी लिया, उसी में है, थोड़ा थोड़ा करके कम होगा, अगली बार जब तब तक नया खाना बन जाएगा. So that is the natural process. Humification is conversion of dead and decaying matter into humus. Humus is a house of nutrients which releases nutrients very slowly. Okay. Now next is catabolism. Let's just focus on cat. Cat क्या करती है? Yes. तो cat को we will just assume cat को चीजें तोड़ना पसंद है. Cat likes breaking things. Yes. You keep anything ting ting chang. Okay. If any cat likes breaking things, that means catabolism is a process of breakdown of complex substances into clear, easy. Cat. Remember cat. Always remember cat. Always remember cat. Cat like breaking stuff. So that means there is breaking. Where is breaking? Simple inorganic substance. So यहाँ पे जब तक detritus है, detritus is organic substance because it is a part of once alive organism. Okay, but now this organic substance is turned into inorganic substance. Organic substance turns into inorganic substance. Inorganic substance is nutrients, just phosphorus, nitrogen जो हम डालते हैं plants में. Organic substance is manure, humus, right? Which was once a part of life. That is organic substance. If there is a skeleton, is it an organic substance or an inorganic substance? Organic. ठीक. Now comes mineralization. Mineralization. What is mineral? Okay. Water. Okay. कुछ पता है, कुछ नहीं पता. Basically, mineral will be like an agglomeration of one kind of inorganic substance. One major inorganic substance will exist in that mineral. Okay. So यहाँ पे that mineral can be okay, if humus is degraded into inorganic substance, उनका फिर that inorganic substance if comes together, then that can be a reservoir. That reservoir is called a mineral. Okay. Now this humus can be degraded by microbes to release inorganic nutrients. That inorganic nutrient means minerals in its direct form. For example, that means that is which process? Mineralization. Just mineral बनाने की process is mineralization. Mineral is inorganic. It has nothing to do with organic part. So organic को inorganic process, organic को inorganic बनाया, that is mineralization. Now next is leaching. What is leaching? There is soil. There is something on soil. Now there is water. So it dissolves in water and it goes with water and gets deposited beneath the ground. Yes. There is some kind of mineral. Okay, some kind of mineral. Now this mineral gets dissolved in water. And with water it will go inside the ground. And this inside the ground part of that, it just went downstairs, like inside the ground, and that is why it is called leaching. Come. आ जाओ दोनों, आ जाओ. एक बुक लेके आओ. चार चीजें पहले गिरा दो. आ जाओ जल्दी, आ जाओ. अरे टेस्ट नहीं ले रहे, आ जाओ. नहीं, उनकी काफी है, एक ही बुक काफी है. हाँ. ओके, स्टैंड हियर. नाउ उनकी तरफ बुक करो ऐसे. सो दिस इज ग्राउंड लेवल. बुक ऐसे पकड़ के रखो. देखिए, दिस इज ग्राउंड लेवल. दिस इज अ मिनरल. ठीक है. नाउ दिस पार्ट ऑफ दैट मिनरल इज वाटर soluble. This part is not water soluble. I am keeping both here. Now if I were to pour water on it, then what should happen? Water में क्या absorb हो गया? तो soluble substance क्या था? लो पकड़ो. बट अब ये कहाँ जाएगा वाटर के साथ, वाटर कहाँ जाएगा अगर मैं यहाँ से pour कर, दिस इज कॉल्ड लीचिंग. व्हाट इज दिस? जाओ. क्लियर? डाउट्स? टाइम हो गया? लेट मी जस्ट सी क्या है. ठीक है, ओके. हाँ, एनी क्वेश्चंस? नो क्वेश्चंस, देन आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन फॉर यू. हाँ, ओके. हाँ, हाँ, it then goes in the ground and then the plant cannot take it up unless it converts into usable form again. It becomes a part of the rock then. हाँ, environment में दो चीजें होती है, one is static, another is current. Almost half of the environment is current based, okay, but then current based static it is, right? Current will not just be current, you need a complete concept clarity, otherwise it's not possible. Now in order to understand the current you need to study static. Static will be covered by me. Static के लिए दो अच्छी बुक्स है जो ऑलमोस्ट पूरा कवर करती है. वन इज शंकर IAS के environment, another is PMFIS के environment. These two books will cover practically the basic part. Not all of it is has to be read. You know, once you read it, you will understand that what has to be read, what doesn't have to be read. Secondly, you will also understand that, you know, once we are doing it in the class, it's easier for you to understand. And more importantly, you will see that we are doing in the class what is important. If something else is also important, I'll tell you to do it. But otherwise, you don't need to do a lot. Okay? आपको डेफिनेशंस में क्लैरिटी चाहिए, अदरवाइज प्रॉब्लम होंगी. तो सोर्सेस क्लियर हुए. सोर्सेस इज ईदर और. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज करंट अफेयर्स. तो करंट अफेयर्स में यू हैव सिंपल थिंग्स including if something has happened. For example, India created Global Biofuel Alliance. So you need to know everything about biofuel and schemes run by India in biofuel. Then comes International Solar Alliance. Then comes COP28. So you need to know what happened in COP28. COP to what? UNFCCC. What are the other conventions? So these things we are studying about them, but I'm just letting you know right now. So these are current affairs about environment. Now there are other things associated with environment. They include agriculture. So, many a times they will ask questions about agriculture which are supposedly connected with environment. So that also you have to study to some extent. So where to study that from? There is no separate source. Just study the current affairs, just study the static, and when you revise them and whenever new terminologies come up, you go through them. Any other questions that you have? No? Question बाकी है आप लोग का? छोड़ दे? इधर शंकर IAS और PMFIS दोनों इतनी मोटी मोटी बुक है, दोनों में पूरा एनवायरमेंट ऑलमोस्ट कवर हो जाता है. हाँ, चलो. फीडबैक्स? एनी फीडबैक्स? थैंक यू.